Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here today. This is going to be the big one, April 2nd, the last Monday Night Raw before WrestleMania 34. This is the go-home show. I can honestly tell you that there's going to be a lot of things happening on this show, and at the same time, nothing much is going to happen here. For the last couple of years on the go-home Raws before WrestleMania, it's always a whole lot of looking and not a whole lot of touching. I know, we are eagerly awaiting to see what is going to happen between John Cena and The Undertaker. We saw a mini sort of thing break out between Undertaker and Kane. That ended up being sort of a 2-week program with Undertaker hitting, Kane hitting John Cena with a choke slam, and then having a no disqualification match last week on Monday Night Raw. To sort of build up what was going on inside of that match, we basically saw John Cena bring out his inner Chris Benoit, doing the throat slit. We also see John Cena do the Undertaker sit-up inside of the ring. I really think that this match is going to happen. I don't really know how that's going to come to be. I don't know what they're going to drag out of the mothballs for Undertaker to accept this challenge. I know that, on the build-up to WrestleMania 31, basically Bray Wyatt kept on calling out The Undertaker and calling out The Undertaker, and we actually never really saw Undertaker until WrestleMania 31 when he came out to fight Bray. And of course, people were saying that was because the streak had ended and Undertaker was no longer Undertaker. He was now just, a mortal man. He was, I guess you could say, Mark Calloway. But that, slowly you went away. They didn't really run with that much after that. But John Cena is trying to, get on that road to WrestleMania. He really feels that this is the only way that he's going to do it. Basically, we have, John Cena calling out Undertaker on Twitter, on Instagram. I'm sure he's calling him out just about any way that he publicly can. The last time we saw Undertaker was not that long ago. That, of course, was at Raw 25, when basically the 25th anniversary of Raw. Undertaker basically said that he's dug those holes and he's buried those souls, and that anytime he's called out, he's going to be coming back and he's going to be doing it. Again, people didn't know to look at it if it was a retirement speech. People didn't know to be looking at it if it was him placing a challenge for WrestleMania. At the time, we really didn't know what it was. And now that we've had John Cena calling him out for over a month, I'm even more confused to what that really was, during that time. But Cena versus Undertaker needs to happen. I've been rooting on this match for years. I've been really demanding it since the first of the year, and it looks like that's what's going to happen. If it's not going to be Cena versus Undertaker, I'm not sure. The only wild card thing I can think of if Undertaker does not answer the challenge is that basically Cena calls him out at WrestleMania. And I've sort of been running this through my mind. I don't think they're going to get to WrestleMania and not have this match announced. They're not going to have a match card. They're not going to not sell a poster. They're not going to not sell a t-shirt. They're going to be able to merchandise this as big as possible. But if Cena was to call him out at WrestleMania and the WrestleMania challenge was answered there, I think that would be one of the biggest WrestleMania moments of all time. So we'll have to see how that plays out on Monday Night Raw leading to WrestleMania. So everybody enjoy your go-home Monday Night Raw. I'm not looking forward to a lot other than people declaring themselves for Battle Royals and possibly something between the Rouseys and the McMahons. And I really think that the McMahons are going to get the better off of Rousey before Monday Night Raw to sort of make it look like they have the advantage. And then Rousey's getting into something bigger than she thinks it is at WrestleMania. So we'll have to see how that plays out. But Cena versus Taker is the #1 angle for Raw. On the go-home edition of Monday Night Raw, Ronda Rousey is going to meet face-to-face with her foes at WrestleMania, Triple H and Stephanie McMahon, in the middle of the ring on Monday Night Raw. Of course, Kurt Angle will be by her side. Of course, they had Ronda Rousey announced that she was going to be on each and every Monday Night Raw leading up until WrestleMania. And then I think the next week, Ronda Rousey actually didn't appear in person on Monday Night Raw. She did appear in a segment once Monday Night Raw had ended for the fans that came out to see the show that night. But we were, sort of given, I guess you could say, backstage sort of training segments to build up Rousey and Angle versus Triple H and Stephanie at WrestleMania. Maybe they think that's the best way to go. Ronda Rousey, since, debuting in WWE, really hasn't been knocking out of the park with in-ring promos. People sort of have been tearing her apart, that maybe she's enjoying this, or maybe she's laughing at things she shouldn't be laughing about. Maybe the actress side of her hasn't been found yet, but Ronda Rousey, I think, really is bringing a lot to the table for WWE and WrestleMania. Definitely doing lots of press interviews on ESPN and outside of the reigns that WWE would normally be to. I'm not really sure that a lot of UFC fans are going to be bringing the WWE Network up, or ordering this on actual pay-per-view to see Ronda Rousey. I think that she is a big star, but to me, I think the word is out that this is not a one-time thing for her. This is now going to be her new thing. She has not closed the door on her fighting in the octagon for UFC again, but this is the direction that her career is going to be going. She's a longtime wrestling fan. She feels that this is something that she could do and she is going to be good at, but if an opportunity does come up, or I guess maybe she's tempted by enough money, or it's a fight that she has really interest in. So I don't think Rousey versus Cyborg is something that has really been, the door has been shut on. I think that maybe down the road, the longer that she stays out of UFC, I think that there's less chance of her going back. But she has basically said in every interview that she's been in that she's not closed that door on. When they are face-to-face on Monday Night Raw, I think everybody knows that there's going to be some sort of physical interaction. Definitely Ronda Rousey has got the best of Triple H and Stephanie every time that they have been in the ring together. I think this is going to be the time when Stephanie and Triple H are going to be able to get the advantage on Rousey, maybe showing that when they lead to WrestleMania that maybe Rousey is over her head. She's not in the octagon, she is in the ring, something that Triple H and Stephanie have been able to come accustomed to over the years. Triple H is like a 1,000-time champion in WWE. Stephanie McMahon hasn't held a lot of titles, but she was a one-time women's champion back in the day, and she's been able to hold her own in matches against Vince, against Brie Bella, Trish Stratus. So she's been in there against some of the best, and she's got some of the best trainers in the world. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Rousey and Angle ending up Monday Night Raw on their back, looking up at the lights. But come WrestleMania, there's no way in the world that Rousey and Angle not getting the win. On Monday Night Raw, we're going to get a face-to-face confrontation between Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. This is honestly something that has not come down on the road to WrestleMania. Of course, one of the biggest things that I was negative against before the WrestleMania 31 match, and when the WrestleMania 34 match, was that if these guys get face-to-face again, they can't just stand there and have a tug-of-war over the title like they did before WrestleMania 31. But this year, they basically did the duck and cover, making it look like Brock Lesnar was too big, or maybe even some people thought that he was too scared to go face-to-face with Roman Reigns in the ring on Monday Night Raw. Even if it was just for a promo, basically, I guess Brock was trying to big-time Roman, where he ducked him on 2 straight Monday Night Raws before basically Roman went looking for answers and ended up getting himself suspended when he went face-to-face with Vince McMahon and called him out for letting Brock get away with the sort of prima donna attitude that he shares. Since then, we've seen Roman break the rules and go face-to-face with Brock Lesnar, with Brock getting the upper hand, beating down Roman Reigns in back-to-back weeks. Obviously, it's to make him look like he's not 100% going into WrestleMania. Even though I think everybody knows that Roman is going to come out on top over Brock at WrestleMania. There's no, Money in the Bank briefcase to save him. I don't know what Roman is going to have to do to sort of even the odds against Brock, other than just come out full force, use his speed and use his strength, and maybe just do a straight up, spear to Lesnar just right there in the ring, just sort of a surprise attack where he would just leave him beaten down in the ring. Hopefully they don't do the thing like Braun Strowman did and actually just attack him in the back and actually make the set actually fall down on top of him. It looks like Roman and Brock is going to be the main event of WrestleMania, and I think, much like a lot of people, this is a match that I'm really not looking forward to at all. They really haven't done anything to build my interest or anything to it, so we'll have to see what they do. The only thing I can say is that I hope we don't see the tug of war over that title again.